everyone, and welcome back to the Catastrophe News Network, your tracker for all catastrophes going on in the world. In Brazil, floods affect thousands in Minas Gerais and Rio de Janeiro states. Heavy rain fell on the 8th of February, triggering floods and landslides, and among the hardest hit area is the municipality of Miracema in northwestern Rio de Janeiro, where 15,000 people were affected and 1,400 were displaced. The municipal government declared a state of emergency and said authorities would continue to monitor affected areas, provide aid and relief supplies to victims. In nearby Lago do Morai, the Morai River broke its banks on February 10th, causing widespread flooding, affecting 900 people, leaving 500 displaced. Indonesia, an emergency response in the earthquake of West Sumatra, February 26th. More than 14,000 residents of West Sumatra took shelter following the powerful 6.1 magnitude earthquake on Friday, February 25th. The epicenter of the earthquake was located at a distance of 12 kilometers northeast of West Pasaman, West Sumatra, with a depth of 10 kilometers. The earthquake that occurred was a type of shallow crustal earthquake due to an active fault nearby, namely the Great Sumatran Fault, precisely in the southern side of Angola segment. In total, 7 people died, more than 20 people were seriously injured, 75 people with minor injuries, and more than 5,000 people are displaced in 35 refugee points in Talamu District, Pasaman District, and Kinali District. Damaged buildings in Pasaman included 1,000 houses, 1 worship facility, 2 educational facilities, and 2 offices. Indonesian volcano eruption death toll rises to 34. Indonesia's Mount Semeru volcano eruption casualties have risen to 34 fatalities, leaving 17 people missing. On December 7th, 2021, the biggest mountain on the island of Java ejected a mushroom of volcanic ash high into the sky and rained hot mud as thousands of panicked people fled into their homes. The disaster left entire streets filled with mud and ash, swallowing homes and vehicles, forcing some 3,700 to evacuate. Officials have advised locals not to travel within 5 kilometers of Semeru's crater, as the nearby air is highly polluted and could affect vulnerable groups. Indonesia sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, where the meeting of continental plates causes high volcanic activity and seismic activity, and the country has nearly 130 active volcanoes. Tainted cocaine in Argentina leaves 20 dead. Last February 3rd, at least 20 people have died from opioid intoxication in Argentina after consuming cocaine suspected of containing a poisonous substance, and almost 50 other individuals were hospitalized. The cases are clustered around several towns in Buenos Aires province, the country's most populous and home to many suburbs of the national capital. The authorities suspect that the conflict between rival gangs caused the deadly drug trade and use. Investigators said they still do not know what the cocaine was contaminated with, but the media speculates that the substance added was rat poison. Search efforts resume in Colombia after landslide kills 15, injures dozens. 15 people have died and 4 are missing following a landslide in Colombia last February 9th. The landslide hit the western city of Pereira, causing 35 people injured and 4 houses destroyed. Heavy rainfall in the morning and unstable ground in the area caused the landslide. Army personnel, firefighters, and members of the Red Cross responded to the emergency, and some concerned neighbors joined them in the hunt for survivors as well. The government has sent a message of solidarity to the families affected, saying that they are going to activate rental assistance for families who lost their homes, which the municipality, government, and nation will guarantee that people have this support. 5 injured in Thar Parker power plant explosion. An explosion occurred at Ingra Power Thar Private Limited Power Plant in Thar Parker district of Sindh, Pakistan on March 2nd, resulting in at least 5 people being injured. Footage shared by a local media outlet showed the powerful blast engulfed a small building on the site, which is believed to be the powerhouse or a portion of it. For safety reasons, the power plant was shut down pending investigation of the incident. The company reported the explosion occurred in the conveyor belt systems which feed the coal into the power plant. The power plant was under scheduled outage where one of the units already shut down for maintenance where the other was operational. The safety and emergency response team reacted immediately, and the foremost priority remains the safety of the people and providing them with all the necessary support. Iowa tornadoes leave at least 7 dead, multiple injured, and buildings damaged.
Yeah.
Last March 6, residents of the Madison County town of Wintrust reached out to friends and neighbors after at least 6 people, including 2 children under 5 years old, were killed when a killer tornado raced through the central Iowa community. In total, there are 7 reported casualties of the tornado that spanned 13.7 miles. 6 were injured, and at least 52 homes were damaged or destroyed in the tornado's path. In and around Winterset, a hamlet of fewer than 6,000 people on the southwest edge of the Des Moines metropolitan area, farms and businesses were ripped apart. More than 100,000 homes and businesses across Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa were dark at the peak of the storm. Des Moines International Airport halted flights and protected travelers in tornado shelters under the airport. Fire on oil tanker extinguished, 1 crew member still missing. Burned human remains were found as rescuers scoured the fire-blackened oil tanker Smooth Sea 2 for a missing man after firemen extinguished a blaze on board the vessel, which was moored at a pier in Samut Prakan, Thailand last March 9th. The recovered remains were sent to the Forensic Institute for examination to ascertain if they belonged to the missing crew. 1 person was confirmed seriously injured and was being treated at a hospital, while 2 other men received minor injuries. About 200 households in 3 adjoining communities have been affected by the fire, smoke, and vapor pollution, and the company would have to compensate them. Authorities were checking whether dangerous levels of oil or gas vapors remained on the vessel. The fire began around 9 a.m. on the Smooth Sea 2, which was moored at the IRPC Copier in Susquat Road in Taman Bang Kru, and the police are still investigating the cause of the blaze. A fiery collision between Caltrain vehicle and San Bruno. A Caltrain slammed into the vehicle working on the transit system electrification project in San Bruno, California, last March 10th, sparking a fire and leaving at least 13 people hurt. No life-threatening injuries were reported after Caltrain hit a truck with a crane attached. A Caltrain engineer and an equipment operator were among the injured, and the other 11 people were believed to be passengers. Footage from the scene showed the mangled truck engulfed in flames, as well as a trail of flames on the tracks beneath the train. Some 75 passengers evacuated the train as flames reportedly reached the passenger cars. Caltrain and other agencies are trying to figure out why the collision happened. The crew at the crane was working on Caltrain's ongoing effort to switch to electric-powered engines. There's supposed to be a system that tracks train traffic, but that somehow failed. Caltrain said riders should expect to face major delays due to the collision and are instructed to follow Caltrain alerts on Twitter for real-time updates. That's all for now. If you want to keep up to date with all the latest catastrophes and disasters that go down in the world, Hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any updates.